Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Broken Strings by Pamela O'Rourke. Narrated by Victoria Aston and Benjamin Crow. After all this time. Always. J.K. Rowling. Prologue. Summer. Aged 16. "Come on, Layla, for fuck's sake. There's no need to be like that." Caden's low chuckle at Archer's antics draws my attention from the grassy meadow around us to his handsome face. The back of his hand brushes off mine as our gazes connect, mirth dancing in his light blue eyes, and my heart skips several beats. This boy will be the ruination of me. His smile broadens as though he's heard my thoughts, and I'm helpless to stop my mouth from raising up in an answering grin. My eyes dart forward to find Archer and Layla still engrossed in whatever argument they're currently embroiled in, and I heave a small sigh of relief. Placing my forefinger over my lips, I shush him ever so quietly. Caden rolls his eyes good-naturedly before glancing around quickly, and before I know what he's about, he's closed the gap between us to press a butterfly kiss to my mouth. With eyes blown wide, I all but jump back, aware that if anyone suspects something untoward between us, it could spell disaster. I've been a ward of Sutton North, Caden and Archer's father and my own father's childhood best friend, since my parents died in a car accident when I was 8 years old. Falling in love with Caden North happened long before I could do anything to stop it. It's like our souls were fated to be one long before either of us came into being. I move, he moves, bound by an invisible string. My only wish is to be old enough so we can tell everyone how we truly feel, instead of keeping everything behind closed doors, under lock and key, as though our love is a dirty little secret. "Love you." He mouths the words silently, intensity flaring within those baby blues, making them darken slightly. I press my lips together as my nostrils flare when I inhale deeply, trying and failing to stifle the butterflies that burst to life within my stomach. "Ditto, idiot." My response results in a loud, attention-grabbing bellow of laughter, signature Caden all the way, stilling the footsteps of the arguing couple walking not 10 feet ahead of us. Layla, my troubled best friend, and Archer, Caden's identical twin, turn to face us as though in synchronicity, the mismatched looks on their faces making the boy beside me laugh even harder, much to his brother's annoyance. Archer slides his gaze to mine, his similar blue eyes darkening and narrowing slightly. My brow creases in confusion, but in half a heartbeat he's smiling once more, making me think I imagined the change in his demeanour. "What are you two up to that's so funny?" Caden closes the gap and playfully shoves his brother further along the path. "None of your business, asshat. The more pressing question is, what's got Layla's knickers in a knot?" Archer smirks when Layla crosses her arms over her chest, looking from one brother to the other before reaching out and grabbing my arm, linking it with hers. A scowl mars her stunning features as she tosses her waist-length black hair over her free shoulder. "Come on, Summer. I fancy a swim without these two wankers souring my mood even further." I shake my head, allowing her to pull me along as we widen our strides to put as much distance as possible between the North brothers and us. When they're out of hearing distance, I whisper, "What's going on with you two, Lay?" "Nothing." The single word is spat with enough venom that I don't try to push her any further. Her body is bristling with such rage, and it unsettles me despite being best friends with this girl for close to a decade now. Layla's dad, Cole Gardner, was the lead vocalist for Jupiter's Fallen, Sutton's band back in the 80s. Cole, from all accounts, had spiraled into drug addiction, eventually overdosing when we were only 12. Her mother was there but not, present but wholly vacant, and so Layla became like a sister to me, sharing my room at the North house almost every night, when she wasn't with Archer, obviously. We continue in awkward silence until we reach the thicket of trees bracketing the river that runs parallel to the back of the North family home. By the time we've picked our way through the underbrush, the boys have reached us, and a look passes between Layla and Archer that sends a shiver up my spine. Don't be stupid, I tell myself, but I can't quite shake the feeling that something is off. Archer's face may be almost identical to Caden's, but his eyes hold none of Caden's unfettered love for life, none of his easy-to-love nature. I'm torn from my train of thought when we exit into an open meadow vibrant with wildflowers as far as the eye can see and the clear waters of the ambling river just ahead. "Last one in cleans up after dinner." Caden's shout is followed by a mad dash as the four of us scramble to strip down to a mixture of underwear and swimming clothes. Sutton is cooking today. He is possibly the sweetest man I've ever met. Not dissimilar to Caden in terms of their personalities, but night and day when it comes to their looks. He's an exceptionally gifted drummer and an all-round amazing dad, but when he cooks, he manages to burn the bottom out of every single pot or pan in the house. None of us fancy cleaning that. Layla is first, having ripped her top off and unzipped the long maxi skirt she'd borrowed from me to allow it to fall to the grass under her feet. She takes off at a sprint in tiny black underwear that was most assuredly worn to be seen. Caden is next, chasing after her with a grin that puts a matching one on my own mouth. He swats her bottom as he passes her, eliciting a shriek from my best friend, followed by a howl of displeasure at being bested, and my smile grows even wider. "He's fucking her, you know." Archer's breath ghosts across the shell of my ear, even as my stomach dips uncomfortably at his words. Rather than rising to his taunts, knowing that's what he wants, I continue to unbutton my knee-length bubblegum pink dress. "He likes it when we take turns." His voice drops. I like it too. Dropping it to the ground at his feet, I turn around and hold his eyes, my fake words making my stomach clench. "That's good for you guys." His eyes narrow minutely. "That's hardly jealousy, I hear, is it, Summer?" I snort. "No way." I shove his shoulder playfully. "I'm busy with school. You know that." Shrugging in what I hope is a nonchalant fashion, I grin. I wouldn't have time for any extracurriculars, and besides, I'm sure one dick will be plenty for me when the time comes. Facing back in the direction of the river, I jog forward, catching sight of Caden fully immersed in the cool water and splashing a laughing Layla. I've gotten no more than 10 feet when Archer catches up and slings his arm over my bare shoulder. He presses a kiss to my temple and sighs heavily. "Well, I have to say, Summer, that really makes me feel a whole lot better." We fall into step beside one another as I try to keep my heart from beating clear out of my chest. "Why is that, Arch?" My voice sounds hollow even to my ears, knowing that the blowback, if our secret gets out, will be life-shattering for all involved. He stops and looks down at me. Not by much, as I'm tall for a girl, but even so, his eyes pin me with domination and an emotion I can't quite grasp. It's similar to anger, but deeper, more tightly constrained, almost like he's baited a trap that I've walked right into, and it throws me utterly off-kilter. "Because we share, little dear." He chuckles darkly, and in that microsecond, when he alludes to Caden's nickname for me, the nickname used only between us and behind closed doors, I know that he knows about us. "And if my brother were keeping you to himself when I'm sharing my pussy with him, well, let's just say, things could turn very nasty between us." Chapter 1. Summer. 4 years ago. "Anna, I have more to be doing than reading some trash magazine. Summer, you don't need to go in." Cutting my roommate off with the sharp tongue I've honed in my years in New York, I press, "No, Anna, I do. I need to do this, okay? I need to distract my mind. I need the money." Silence is my answer for a long beat. Now I really have to go. I've got another shift, and I can't miss this one too. The woman, who has been so much more than a friend, maybe even more than a freaking mother to me since I came to the US 11 years ago, holds her tongue, and for that, I love her even more. I'm going to hang up now. We won't talk about this again, and when I come home, we're going to carry on as normal. I'll see you over breakfast in the morning. She doesn't get a chance to speak again before I've already ended the call. I'm in no fit state to talk about every blow this week has wrought upon me. But this final one feels like a real kick in the fucking teeth. Caden North marries long-time love in private ceremony. His long-time love, that kills me. That was meant to be me. I suck air in through my nostrils as I pound along the pavement, my destination now within sight, and despite it all, I feel a wave of relief pour over me. I can let it all out, just another 200 yards. The street around me in Tribeca is bustling. The nightlife is teeming, and none more so than the glitzy glitterati exiting their town cars to the flashes of the waiting paps outside the doors of Rogue, Manhattan's premier club for the high echelons of high society. I'm scheduled for an 8-hour shift starting at 10 p.m, and I can't wait to disappear into my work persona. Slipping to my left, away from the flashing cameras, I walk down a narrow alley hidden by shadows, eventually reaching my destination and knocking thrice. Griffith, my favourite security guy, opens the door with a pout on his face that would rival Anna's from earlier. I heard... No, Griff, not today. His face falls. I only wanted to make sure you're okay. He trails off, his huge frame only indicative of the gentle giant that we all see daily. I know, my sweet friend. I cup his heavily bearded chin in my palm and find his eyes to ensure him I'm fine, but I falter, allowing him to see too much and altogether not enough. No one knows, and no one will ever know, the full extent of my feelings, the pent-up, gut-wrenching pain that resides within me day after day, how I struggle to see the fairness in this world when it feels as though I've been dealt a shitty hand when compared to others. I swallow my bitterness and put on a smile. I'm good at that. Griff, I appreciate you. And thank you, but can I just get to work? His lips quirk up on one side, his eyes sad as they find mine once more. Course, Jolie. I smile appreciatively, recognizing he's used my work name. He steers me back towards the dressing rooms, passing several of my colleagues who spend time on the main floor on the way, all nodding soberly in my direction. How did they find out about him? Do they know how bad things are? Ducking inside the final room we reach, I slam the door closed, unable to keep up this ruse in the face of such sincerity. If Vaughan, the owner of Rogue, rears his head, I'm done for. He'll see straight through me. Falling to the ground on my knees, I look around the area, my eyes landing on my favourite wig. Hot pink. It'll go nicely with the silver costume. And despite my clarity of thought, I don't move. Instead, I give myself another heartbeat to wallow, another moment that feels like millennia to swallow my regret, to absorb the decisions of my past and know the choices of my present are what make me the person I need to be for the people I care about. I've done what I need to do to get here. I wouldn't change my path even if I could. And the fact that Caden North married my old best friend Layla today doesn't even make a blip on my radar. I chose to leave. I had to leave. It wasn't safe there. I wasn't wanted there. And I can never go back, so what difference does it make if he's married her after all this time? He wasn't made to be mine, no matter what we told one another. You're the air I need to breathe, Bam. Shaking my head, I pull myself together, forcing Caden North, the past and everything that goes with my old life firmly out of my mind. I have altogether far too many pressing matters to deal with. I don't need these stupid feelings right now. Rising to stand, I root out the silver miniskirt and crop top and begin to dress. It's a fan favourite. The tips will help to no end. Focus on that, Summer. Focus on the end goal. You've got this. And I will myself to focus on making it through and doing the best I can with what I have, just like I have done since the day I left the North Mansion 15 years ago.
Caden. Your wife's blood panel came back, Mr. North. You'll be pleased to know everything is exactly as it should be. My bloodshot eyes narrow when I pucker my brows in utter confusion. Shaking my head in disbelief, I rub my palms across my fuck knows how many days old scruff that covers my face. So, what the fuck happened on Isla de la Cruz? She collapsed. I don't understand. The tremor in my tone irritates the shit out of me, and I cross my arms, feigning impatience in an attempt to cover my reaction. Dr. Roberts, one of the best OB-GYNs in the States, tilts her head to one side, an almost pitying look in her diamond-shaped hazel eyes. Mr. North, if I may be so forward, I would suggest talking to your wife, because, medically speaking, there's nothing wrong. Her physical health is impeccable. Your child is perfectly fine. You have no concerns there, I assure you. However, she trails off and glances down at her navy Crocs, her forehead wrinkling in thought. Her movement allows me to glimpse Layla in the private suite beyond, where she appears to be arguing with Noah, the manager of my band, Misdirection. When Layla had collapsed at our wedding in Isla de la Cruz, the private island in the Bahamas that I'd bought her as a wedding gift, Noah had jumped into the medevac that brought us to Miami. He'd not left my side, nor Layla's, and had somehow managed to keep the entire thing from the eyes of the media. No small feat, when your client is the lead singer of the biggest band to hit the music scene since Jupiter's Fallen. Dr. Roberts raises her eyes to mine once more. The pity from before is more prominent, making me swallow, roughly. My gut twists in anticipation, and it's not the good kind, like before a performance. Mr. North, my duty is to my patients. What they may or may not say must be kept in the strictest of confidence. You understand? She nods, as though speaking to a child, and the cogs in my brain finally begin to turn. Please speak with your wife. I believe you will gain clarity from the experience. As she walks away, she stops to place her palm on my shoulder, patting it twice in a comforting manner before continuing on her way. Without hesitating a single second, I stride down the corridor and into Layla's room, hearing the tail end of their conversation. And you fucking know it, Noah. There was no need for him. Sorry to break up this little shindig, wife. Noah, if you'll excuse us, my father will no doubt want an update. My manager, one of my father's oldest friends and owner of the internationally acclaimed record label, Spellman Sounds, the label that made my father's band the household name it is today, faces me, his cheeks mottled red in anger. Why did you have to play that fucking song, you stupid boy? What could have possibly been going through your mind? I step further into the room, closing the door behind me with a click, before crossing the distance to Layla, completely ignoring Spellman's outrage. I put up with more than my fair share of shit from you, Layla, and I do it with a fucking smile on my face. Dropping my gaze, I drag a hand through my dishevelled blonde hair and blow out a breath, striving to rein in a temper that I rarely lose. I'm hanging by a thread right now. Caden. My eyes find Layla's, her sugary sweet, over-the-top dramatics grating on my last nerve when she speaks again. Ask yourself one question, husband. Just one.
Have you, or have you not, known precisely who I am long before today? Or are you that much of a fucking idiot that you can't see exactly what's under your nose all of these years?
Her words hang between us, igniting a fire in the pit of my stomach.
You wanted this baby. You wanted to get married and ride into the sunset, to live happily ever after. Did I want a wedding? This kid? I'd never have gone along with it if it weren't for...
Noah cuts her off, stepping forward with a large, quelling palm outstretched. Layla, that's enough. Silence cloaks the room until it invades my lungs, and I can't breathe without asking the question on the tip of my tongue. Was the whole thing on the island an act? My wife of 3 days, or could it be 4 at this point, who the fuck knows, meets my gaze, triumph flashing in her glacial blue depths as she tilts her chin upwards in defiance.
You brought her to our wedding, Caden. To our day. How would you expect me to retaliate?
I grind my teeth, my jaw hurting from the force. As you'll recall, Nothing Else Matters was your song for Archer too, was it not? What difference does it make if I want to acknowledge both of them on a day they should have been a part of? On the day I should have married her, had life not been so fucking cruel. My thoughts must show on my face, because Layla's hand darts out and slaps me clear across the cheek before I see it coming. The sound reverberates around the room, and the familiar nausea I've lived with these last 11 years bubbles in the depths of my stomach. Screwing my eyes shut tight, I step back, edging towards the door. Noah, have someone bring a car around. I'm going to check into a hotel. I'll expect hourly updates on my child. His voice follows me down the corridor, but the words don't register. It's just static between my ears. I'm barely holding myself together when I climb onto the empty elevator, grateful for the solitude. Once the car starts moving, I hit the emergency stop button, throw my head back, and holler my pent-up frustration to the heavens. With some of the anger drained from my weary body, I slump back against the wall and slide to the floor to rest my head on my knees. And the tears begin to fall, and soon my whole body shakes with the force of my long-suppressed emotions. Summer St. James. The one person I loved more than anything, still love more than anything. The person I should have been with, instead of trying to save Layla from herself. The one who left me with more questions than answers at the darkest time of my worthless life. If I could have chased her to the ends of the earth, I would have gladly done so. On my fucking knees, if that's what it took. Fuck you, Archer. You left a huge mess behind you, man. Gracias, arsehole. And right there, in the middle of the elevator, I let my mind drift back to the last day that things made sense. The day before everything went to shit. Come on, wanker. Let's get this party started. Archer turns wide blue eyes towards me as he emerges from the river. I've got a pussy that needs a good hammering, and you, my darling brother, are in my damn way. My brother pins me with a dark look, and I roll my eyes good-naturedly. Where did Mum find you, you absolute animal? I snort with unconcealed laughter as Arch smirks when he comes up alongside me, pushing me further away. Clearly, brother, I'm the black sheep, because I am exactly nothing like the rest of the North flock. You're a fucking idiot, Archer. I sprint forward, eager to close the distance between Summer and me, but in usual Archer style, he runs faster closing the gap before I can reach both girls.
Who wants to play Spin the Bottle?
Layla brandishes the now empty bottle of vodka we'd stolen from her mum's not-so-secret stash. As we come closer, my gaze slides to Summer's big doe eyes, blown even wider by Layla's suggestion. How about truth or dare instead, Lay? Archer sidles up alongside Layla, and I nod enthusiastically, grateful for his alternative suggestion.
Yeah, now that's something I can get behind.
Layla smirks at Archer, like the cat who's got the cream.
Okay then, girls first. Caden?
Her eyes flit from my brother to me.
Put your money where your mouth is. Truth or dare?
I shrug, like it doesn't faze me. Dare, Lay. Bringing her forefinger up to her chin, she taps it several times while mulling over her options, until, eventually, a smile lights up her face.
Okay, Mr. Hotshot. I dare you to take this.
Reaching into the pocket of her discarded maxi skirt, she pulls out a small bag containing a couple of blue pills. She takes one out, tossing the bag to the side, and places the pill on her tongue before hooking her forefinger to beckon me closer. Shit. Sheer force of will stops me from looking at Summer as I edge closer to Layla. But when I attempt to pluck the pill from her outstretched tongue with my fingers, she stops me, shaking her head. I think she means no hands, man. Layla winks at me, that little blue pill sitting atop her outstretched tongue. Oh, fuck this shit. I shoot my brother a droll look that makes him chuckle deep in his chest, then quickly lean forward to suck the proffered pill from Layla's tongue, darting back to my previous position twice as fast. I don't look at Summer once, but I can feel her hurt hanging between us. Washing the pill down with a swig from a second half-empty bottle of vodka, I pin my brother with a disdainful look. Truth or dare, arsehole? He smiles slowly, his jaw ticking ever so slightly.
Truth.
I narrow my eyes further. He always picks dare. That's unusual. It takes me a hot minute to think of a question, but when I do, it's perfect. What's the real reason you told everyone it was me who fucked Mrs. D'Onofrio in Year 12, when it was you? He's quick to repeat the same line he's always fed me, though it's become less palatable as time has passed. Cade, man. Someone needed to increase your cool factor. We have a reputation to uphold on Dad's behalf. The sons of Sutton North. I cut him off abruptly, suddenly pissed as hell that he continued to lie his way out of it again. No, that's not it, man. Stop bullshitting me. My eyes flit to Summers, remembering the day I told her the truth. Reliving the day, she'd told me that I don't need to live up to anyone else's expectations of me. And I'd finally believed it. You fucked Mrs. D'Onofrio, told her that you were me, and then proceeded to tell the entire student body. For fuck's sake, I can't even come clean to my best friends without looking like a fucking idiot, Archer. I can't tell anyone the truth. It's his turn to cut me off when he sits forward suddenly. Oh, poor little favourite child, Has a rock star rep and his big brother to thank for it, and he's still complaining. I grip my jaw and repeat my initial question. Why did you say I fucked her, Arch? Answer the damn question. He stares at me, a pleased-as-punch smile front and centre on his face, and I barely curb the desire to knock it clear off with my fist. Eventually, he speaks, and his answer is as cryptic as ever. Because, dear brother,
You're far too perfect.
His eyes moved past me to Summer, as though that answer should please me.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?